both Manchester clubs didn't score a single goal, right? And on top of that, they make Bournemouth and Aston Villa, right, look like how Liverpool played against Spurs. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Futbol Kaki. I'm your host Elder and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Paul. Paul, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, brother. Apart from the football side, I think enjoying the down period at work.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Then some days are like half days and all that lah.
No, mine are relatively slower, but we still have to work full day. But happy birthday, by the way, in advance.
Thank you very much, sir.
So just to let everybody know, right, Paul's birthday will pass by the time this episode comes out, right? So, but we're not going to declare his age. So I'm just going to ask him, like, are you 1 year older and wiser or dumber?
Definitely, bro. I mean, like, one thing that I always look forward to on my birthday is me spending time with my the ones that I want to spend time with.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree. So, by the way, both of us are born in December, so it's just a fair trade like that we're voting. But
that's right.
Welcome to the Futbol Kaki. So this week, as you can see from our thumbnail and everything, right, Manchester is cursed because for the first time ever, right, in the history of Manchester football, in the Premier League era, both clubs are horrible at the same time.
Yep.
There was always a period where one was better than the other, but never this bad together at the same time. So currently, this season, right, ManCity are struggling, but so are Manchester United. And in their games over the weekend, right, where they played Aston Villa and Bournemouth respectively, Bournemouth and Aston Villa look like Liverpool against Spurs.
Yep.
Where for a Liverpool team, where they play against Spurs, right, they won 6-3, right, it looked way too easy. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Liverpool absolutely destroying Spurs, 6-3, right? 6-3, right, the 3 goals by Spurs, right, is consolation. It does not justify how bad the game was, or how one-sided or how dominant Liverpool were. So that's one thing. We're going to talk about Manchester City and Manchester United together while we review their matches. Basically, we're just going to weigh and compare how bad the states are and who's in the worst condition currently at this moment in time. Because as bad as Manchester United are, City is like a complete collapse.
Yep.
It's like something that as football fans, nobody would have even thought it would happen. So we're going to talk about that. Then, of course, being that this week, right, is going to be pretty much like Boxing Day and a match event, right? We're going to have the game of the week, which is Newcastle versus Aston Villa. I think it's going to be a bit difficult for us to do the weekend game between Newcastle and ManUtd, right? Because by the time we record the episode next week, the game will have already been played, haven't even been played yet. So I would say that it's a bit more challenging for us to be able to do the ManUtd Newcastle game. So we're going to focus on Newcastle versus Aston Villa for the match of the week this week. So before we get into all that, welcome to our weekly seminar of what's going on. So bro, what's going on in the week of football? The world of football, I mean.
With the world so focused on the EPL, right? Like ever since Messi and Ronaldo left La Liga, right?
Yep.
The viewership has gone down. And that is a given.
Yes.
But if you were to keep with the news of La Liga, every week Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid, right? They are taking turns to lead the La Liga, yeah. Okay, maybe not Atletico. Atletico only came into the picture maybe like last week or the week before.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was like Barcelona leading by 6, then they were losing, they were drawing, then Real Madrid took the lead, and then now Real Madrid drew again, and then now Atletico retook the lead. Yep. Atletico capitalized and then took the lead. Okay, so in the form rise, right, the past 5 games, Atletico won 5. For Real Madrid, the past 5 games, they won 3, lost 1, draw 1. For the past 5 games of Barcelona, is they lost 3, draw 1, won 1. So what is going on in the world of La Liga now? Like I really like want to ask because like remember I think a few episodes ago I was telling you about Xavi and the comparison between Xavi and Hansi Flick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like how they were praising Hansi Flick to be like, oh, the true philosopher of football, the guy who understands the Barcelona culture. But at this stage, right, Xavi got more points in his first season. Yeah, and it's like, I don't understand why. Okay, how can you have the 2 highest top scorer in the league, right? Lewandowski 16, Rafinha 11, top 2, no? And you're still third. Right, I don't understand. Then you have Lamine Yamal 9 assists, Barcelona, Rafinha 6 assists. So you lead both positions in goals and assists. Top 2 is your players. Top 2 is your players for goals and assists.
And they scored the highest amount of goals in the league.
Yeah, they scored 51 and conceded 22. So like that's a
Correct.
like 29 goal difference.
But
But you're third.
but you're third, and it's because of the fact that I feel like they lose games unnecessarily. Because
Yeah,
if you
I
see
agree,
it
bro.
right, like just based on goals alone, like from what you see, Atletico got 33, Real Madrid got 41. Barcelona has got 18 more goals than Atletico and 10 more than Real Madrid. But they
But you
lost
see
5.
the goals against for
Yeah.
Atletico, bro.
Yeah, 12 only.
12 goals conceded only in 18 games.
Yeah.
Using Barcelona player. Clement Lenglet, Longley, But they have a very good squad, bro. I think, and I'm not sure if you watched the highlights for Atletico versus Barcelona. So I think like Barcelona scored first, then Atletico equalized,
Yeah,
and then
then
Barcelona had the chance to close the game, like with Rafinha. I think it was 1-0, then they almost got 2-0, then they let them come back 1-1. Then last minute the Depot, I think Depot,
no
somebody Soloff, yeah,
Soloff.
the Spanish, the La Liga Haaland, bro. What a insane! I mean, it's always good lah. Like we always talk about how La Liga is only a 2-horse race for the title, right?
But it's always
But
been
every once in a while, Atletico will come back.
but it's always been a 3-horse race, like for most of the past few years, especially lah. Like I think it was a time it was considered more 3-horse the moment that there was one period where Simeone picked the title from Real
From
Madrid and
Barca.
Barcelona.
Yeah, with
Yeah, there was
Villa, right?
Yeah. So they won the title that period, right? But shout out to Atletico Bilbao Athletic Club, right? They're only like 2 points behind Barcelona.
Yep. I think it's good that Barcelona is not La Liga it does not seem like like La Liga is a farmers league anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's getting
quite
more
good,
competitive.
Yeah, it's like I think last year Girona was like challenging for it, right?
Yes.
Or they won last year, is it?
No, Real Madrid. What?
Real Madrid, eh?
Real Madrid won Champions League and League.
No, like Barcelona won, eh? Oh no, that's the year before.
Yeah, that's the year before.
Yeah.
Last year Real Madrid.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, so I think that's quite cool now. Like, you see like Athletic Club, Villarreal, Mallorca, Girona, all these are still like within but the top 2 clubs are like 4th and 5th,
Yep. But I also think that Mbappe became Mbappe at the right time.
Oh, do you see his goal yesterday?
Bro,
you go and see Valverde's goal, bro.
I saw that one.
Bro, that one is like Cristiano, the prime Cristiano kind of long shot goal,
Yeah.
Or like Gerrard, right? Yeah.
But he's always been able to do that, what?
Yeah, Valverde. I mean, I think he's Real Madrid's most versatile player. He can play right wing, right back, center mid.
He's like the younger version of Luka Modric, but better.
Yeah, Modric more his skill set more focused on bringing the ball forward,
Correct.
link up play. Valverde more all rounded, I feel.
Valverde's more all-rounder, right? But I think Real Madrid, the problem that they had at the beginning of the season was because, right, they couldn't get the front four to gel together, and then because Toni Kroos is not there, right, you got no player to like do the breakthrough pass to break the line, ma. So now I think once they're getting up, because even so, right, they're still leaky, they're still conceding goals. Like they conceded 3 against Rayo Vallecano, right? They won the Intercontinental Cup 3-0, right? Then they still conceded 2 to Sevilla. While conceding 2 to Atlanta and then losing to Athletic Cup like 2. So their defending is not say great also.
Yeah, but is it because Vinicius is not there? That's why you feel that okay, now that the attention now is split between Bellingham and Mbappe.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I think with Vini there, then it causes a bit more imbalance. But I think that's something they have to sort out. But it's good that it's quite refreshing to see like Mbappe score,
Yeah. I think he said that I think he hit rock bottom in one of the games. He's like, okay, I need to go already.
Like you need to pick it up, right? Yeah.
You need to pick it up because it's like the pressure lah. It's like you have to understand. I still think like the most pressurizing club to play for in the entire world is Real Madrid.
It's like the only club that their fans can hound you out.
Right? Correct. And to be like a player for the team, you need to have like some sort of screw loose one. I feel that's why like there was the video last time. Remember they hound the players leaving the stadium. That Sergio Ramos go and score the fans. So it's like
any personality like Ramos, Imagine Rashford.
Oh, bro, Rashford go Barcelona, he will die.
Real Madrid, right?
It won't
out, yeah.
It won't be good. Like it will never ever be a good thing for Marcus Rashford to be going to like Real Madrid. Like never lah. He can't even handle the pressure at Man United. What's the point you go handle Real Madrid? Then bro, the PR storm. If you try to do PR at Real Madrid, good luck lah.
Bro, good luck.
Good luck.
Bro, their fans won't take any nonsense.
I will say this lah. As bad as the media, the English media is towards like the players and the team, right? Spain is worse.
Like if the fans can boo Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
After doing after what he done for them, it's insane.
Bro, they boo Gareth Bale also.
They boo Gareth Bale, they boo Benzema, Hazard, all this, right? Everyone, bro.
Marcus Rashford can't even take the booing or the frustration at Man United. He go to Real Madrid.
He die, bro.
He die, bro. Like Pogba also, I think he go to Real Madrid also die also. That's why I say it takes a certain personality to play for Real Madrid one.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why you see Casemiro and Varane, they not face when they come to Man United.
Yeah, like no problem. Right?
It's no problem. It's nothing to them. You go over, right? But yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that La Liga is like getting traction, even though they lost this, how to say, like, they lost the commercial appeal once Ronaldo and Messi left already. But speaking of which, right, we still got to talk about football, bro. So shall we head to England in the Premier League? So next up is, of course, before we get into the main portion of this episode, we're going to talk about Liverpool and Spurs. Basically, what happened is that at Tottenham Stadium, right, Spurs got trashed by Liverpool 6-3.
Bro, I watched the entire.
This was an annihilation, bro. This was way too easy.
Yeah, you know what's scary? I told my Liverpool friend, like, you know what's the scary thing? I think they look more scary now than under Klopp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
It's cerebral.
No, it's like, you know, when he plays, right, he's attacking. But you do know somehow that if you manage to be turned up in the game, you can still score against them or even beat them. But this one, this Arnie slot, right, you cannot do anything, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Honestly, who can stop them?
Nobody.
I won't even say Arsenal can stop them.
No, it's like basically what they're doing, right? In comparison, okay, so with Klopp, right, I feel it's all run and gun. It's just run. With Slot, right, it's calculated, it's precise, it's exploiting gaps and mistakes on it. Like, you see the goals, all of it, okay, granted, the DS goal, what a cross by Trent.
Yep.
That was insane. That was a brilliant goal. But every other goal after that, right, is just Liverpool carving Spurs open.
Yeah, it's like Salah Magic and Szoboszlai, like pressing, all this, you know. Everybody, it's like a legit team effort, but everyone has like a specific role to play.
It's like if you were to combine, how to say, if you were to combine Klopp's pressing ability, right, with
and
like Dutch,
Pep's
passing, right, and Dutch like football as a totality, right, that is what you get with Liverpool. Szoboszlai's goal, bro, they just walk in.
Yeah, they literally walked in.
It literally walked in. It's like Salah pass, Szoboszlai will open pass, go.
Then the Salah goals also, wow, too easy, bro. It's like even you play the strongest Spurs lineup, right? I think the score will still be the same.
Yeah, I agree. Like, how? Like, I mean, like, as a Spurs fan, I haven't seen expressions video yet.
Spurs will be Spurs. Like, that's all I can say. You can beat Man City, you can beat Man U, right?
But you cannot
wait. You will just be like that, that is your highlights for the season.
Yeah, dude. And like, I feel that the way that they played, it was like, okay, the Kulusevski goal was decent, right? Solanke wanted to get the goal, but they were like scrapping just to get like the goal. It was just not the greatest form of defending from Liverpool, which recently has been a bit of an issue. I
think the second goal was the McAllister header, right?
Yep.
Then you know what the commentator said? Did you hear?
What?
Because when the guy crossed the ball, right, the DS crossed the ball, then he said McAllister was left all alone. Then he said not the only McAllister that was left alone during Christmas.
What a Christmas spirit!
Then like I think some people didn't get it. It's like, but I heard I instantly got it. Not the only McAllister to be left alone at home. Not to be left alone during Christmas.
No, but that's actually quite good. That's quite funny.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
Did media get it?
I think I didn't show him I didn't ask him for his opinion though.
Maybe
later I go and show
you. You go ask him for things. But that's funny. Coming back to this, dude, like the Salah goals is like gonna carve open.
Bro, I think honestly, if it's 6-3, right, there's nothing much to say lah. There's nothing much to say about Spurs.
I can't say much. Like, the only thing I can say about Spurs, right, is basically like it's just like it's like come to a point where like, you expect them to kena this thing. But I got another question: is that right? Is Postecoglou's time numbered already?
No lah, bro. If we had seen this with Mourinho and Conte, right?
Yeah.
Then what's to say that any other manager will not be the same?
Yeah lah.
You get what I mean? Like you put Pep there, I guarantee you also once in a while we'll see results like that one. Yeah, 100%, bro. It's just the mentality of the club.
Yep.
It's like there's no explanation to what exactly is the direction of the football club. No? But in unification, all football fans say the same thing about Spurs.
It's just Spurs being Spurs.
Yeah. It's like you ask a Man U fan, Spurs are, yeah, they win us, but eventually you will still expect them to fail somewhere. You ask an Arsenal fans spend their whole lives mocking Spurs fans, you know.
Correct.
Yeah, you ask Liverpool fans all this, they say, hey bro, it could have been more than 6.
And like with Spurs, right? Like if I'm not mistaken, right, Spurs they're also gonna be playing the UEFA Cup semi-final, right? They play
Against Liverpool. Yeah, I think that one we go to Singapore Pools, you put some money on it. Okay. Like it's like you can just go and bet now. Like don't even
Wait.
You just bet Liverpool to go final now.
Hey, but in spite of that, right? They are 11th place, 23 points. Come 4 points behind Man City, 1 point ahead of Man United, right? Like I mean, like Liverpool look like champions elect. I feel like they really look like a very good team. And as much as Chelsea want to put up a fight or a challenge, right, I think it's going to be hard if Liverpool carry on like this for the rest of the season. So it's now more of a basis of whether they can be consistent for the remaining 20 plus games.
But what we seen this story last year.
Yeah.
Last year they were leading also, right? Something like that. Then they dropped. Remember, the game is Man U cost them, right?
Yep, I agree. So like
but it's different, yeah. I think they are in the pole position. Let's see whether they learn from the mistakes,
Yeah, but I also think that like this football that Arne Slot plays, right, it's easier on the legs and the stamina. So I think maybe because of that, right, they will probably have ample time for recovery also lah. It's not going to overstrain them also lah. They have their own contract situation with Van Dijk, Trent, and like Salah also lah. So those are things that they also have to sort out. Before you go on, right, like, do you think who's leaving, who's staying? Who do you think? Like for the big three for Liverpool,
I think Van Dijk will stay.
Salah,
from what ManUtd tells me, right, I think the club will not budge lah. Definitely, they are not known to budge for players lah. You know, so I think Trent will definitely leave. But if they win the league, then maybe things can change lah. That's all I can say.
If Trent leaves, right, I think he's gonna go Real Madrid also.
But how can you leave the club that wins the league? You get what I mean? I mean, like if Liverpool finish outside the top 4 or like top 4, then I think there's no incentive to stay lah.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of which, right, we are moving on to the Manchester crisis, or what we call the Manchester is cursed, right? Because over the weekend, for the first time in a super long time, right, both of them didn't score a single goal.
I'm not surprised, bro.
And I know, but the thing is, both Manchester clubs didn't score a single goal, right? And on top of that, they made Bournemouth and Aston Villa, right, look like how Liverpool played against Spurs. Like,
I agree, bro.
What we should do now, or what we're going to do now, right, let's just talk about like the games respectively, right? So, Aston Villa against Man City, right? Why did it look so easy?
The midfield, bro, it's definitely. You see how Kovacic give up the first he let the ball run through to Duran, right?
Yeah.
No, never a good player, bro.
Bro, it
never
was
rated
like
him highly.
It was like the line was so high. It was just one pass, eh?
Yeah, you just go look at the replay. See the movement of one player, Kovacic. Then he cost the team that goal lah. Definitely.
But he's not a CDM.
Yeah, it's not. I never say he was.
Then why do you want to play him as CDM? Because he got nobody.
What choice he got, lor? Yeah, lor.
Right.
Why don't you play Stones there?
Same. I was like, why don't you just play John Stones as CDM? They've done it before also. And it's not like he's not got the ability to play certain really. Like, it doesn't make sense. Then I also think, right, like, if you were to look at it from a perspective, right, like, all the chances in this game, right, between City and Villa, right, all Aston Villa's one. City didn't have, like, let's say, a very great, like, big major chance. Like, Rodgers had a couple of shots denied. Duran had one goal disallowed for offside. It was more like sooner or later you could see that Villa were going to get one more. Like, it wasn't like, oh, maybe City will get back the game. No, it was like, okay, when's the next one for Aston Villa?
But I think they did control the game very well. So I think it helped that the first goal went in first. Then it was more about the reaction from City lah.
Yeah, which basically was amounted to nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Really, it literally was what you said, nothing. And then they scored a second goal from, what's his name?
Morgan Rogers.
And then after that, it's just cruise control already. Until the last minute lah, where they tried to defend too hard.
Yeah.
They tried to press too much, then they overcommitted and Foden scored.
Yeah.
But then it was that was literally the last kick of the game.
It was like last kick, then I think it was only about 4 minutes of added time total in totality, right? Like, it come to a point, right, where you're not surprised that City lost, and you're also not surprised at how bad the performance was. But you expect like Aston Villa to be able to do this type of thing. If you were to come back to it, like we're gonna move to the Man United Bournemouth game, right? It is similar problems to what Man United had like over the past year, plus under everything now. It's identical problems. It's like once they have a blueprint to figure you out in the EPL, right? And they pass and they get the ball through to the line, you're gone already. You got no time to recover.
Yeah, I think it's just they're in a very deep rut now, Man City.
It's horrible, dude.
Especially the fact that they lost the derby game to us,
in the way that they lost.
Yeah, in the way they lost. So the last 5 games they only won 1 game, which is the Nottingham Forest game. But it's like the last game they won was in 5th December. Which is okay like earlier this month. Okay, but then nowhere near the standards of champions lah.
But one game in your last 12 is about almost 3 months of football.
Yeah.
Let's say call it 2 months plus or 3 months of football. One game, one win.
It's like every 10 out form.
It's worse than that, bro.
Worse than every 10 out.
Like, this is relegation form. Like, if you saw like I think there was a table where they showed like basically the performance of the teams in the past like 2 months since October, right? City is 19. The only thing that performed worse than them during this period is Southampton. Like, how do you justify like like as Pep, right? As Pep Guardiola as manager, right? How do you justify this? It's like we transition over to Man United, right? Like Bournemouth did exactly the same thing that Villa did to City, identical.
Hey, but Bournemouth, don't write them off. This manager, what's his name? This Spanish manager, I think, right? He's a damn good guy, Like he beat Arsenal, he beat Ruben City, he beat Spurs,
Yep.
As Bournemouth manager,
Yep.
So I think you have to give him credit, Like honestly,
the Andoni Iraola.
I think he's a very good manager. See the way they play, they just outplay us from the first minute.
From the first minute, bro. It was like they were pressing more, they were aggressive, right? They counter attack. And it was compact, right? Like it was almost identical to what happened with Villa and Man City, right? Bournemouth controlled this game. We can say anything we want about XG, anything we want about overall team performance or team play, right? There was no fight. They were sloppy.
No urgency. Yeah, no teamwork, no communication, nothing, bro.
Everything, right? It's like, if you were to say that City gave up, right? It were more to say that United didn't even try.
It's exactly what it was, bro. Like, night and day from the first few games where Amorim took over, right?
Which is a recurring problem that has been there for don't know how long already.
And it's so obvious to the world that it's not the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
You and I did hound Ten Hag out lah, right? But now it's very clear it's not.
No, but I find that the difference between like Amorim and Ten Hag. Okay, we will talk about the manager's situation now lah. Basically, let's talk about Amorim, right? And talk about Pep. Amorim, right? I feel that the difference is that Amorim is implementing a system which Ten Hag never implemented anything at all. We didn't know. It's very clear that there's a philosophy that Amorim wants to play. There's a very clear like direction as to what you're supposed to do as players. Your wingbacks are supposed to move up and down. Your centre backs are supposed to clean. Your midfielders are supposed to press along with your front right attacking midfielders. Right? Your striker is supposed to press the back line to press to push up. What is expected of them, right, is basically their first 10 minutes in the Manchester derby. That's what they're supposed to do. That's how they're supposed to do. The problem now, right, is that basically because, right, it is that big game thing where I'm going to do everything during the big game, but every other game I'm not going to do well.
Yes.
Which is a problem in a sense where, like, player power comes back into the picture already. And it's becoming an issue whereby no matter what manager you put at United, right, it's going to have the same problem. The only difference now is that you got a manager that basically is like, I'm not taking any of your nonsense.
Yeah, I will kick you out if I need to, right?
Yeah. Which is basically what's happening to Marcus Rashford lah.
Yes. No, so I was going to touch on that. Actually, a lot of pundits, right, they say that there's positive critiques from this game this 3-0 is to show that, to highlight which players that cannot follow
Cannot
your
make
system.
it.
Yeah, that cannot follow your system. So I think it's a positive thing for Amorim lah, because we as fans, we already know who cannot.
Yep.
But to him, it is clear in the spotlight now who cannot play your way.
Yeah, and it's because of the fact that Amorim already had their record with Sporting in the Champions League. And the fact that he beat Pep 4-1 already highlights the fact that he is a good manager with the right team, because Sporting's results have gone down the drain after he left already. So the thing is that it's not much of the thing whereby like with Ten Hag, he won Ajax, then he nearly got to the Champions League final. Amorim beat Pep, obliterated him. And the way that the Sporting play, right, he's going to implement the same system at ManUtd. So it's clear cut that the system works. So
yeah, no, I don't think yesterday's issues were the formation issue or anything.
It was all player issue.
It was
player issue. So for all the pundits, right, all of them can agree that it is player issue. It's not pundit. It's not formation or system issue. Because with Ten Hag, last time they say, I don't know what they're doing. This one is, you can tell what they're supposed to do. It's just that the players are just not capable enough of fulfilling the requirement. Which brings me to my next question, right? Is that is City having the same problem? Players are they good enough?
No lah. I think I told you this off camera before. I think City is the same batch of players were here from like I think 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, like
the same core, So I think, and the players that are supposed to come in to replace them, right, I have not been good enough.
Yep.
So like players like Kovacic, Mateus Nunes, Savinho.
Yep.
I think Doku also a bit inconsistent. There's no replacement for Alvarez.
Yep.
So all these things add up, right?
Yep.
And then they had a very strong team like maybe 3-4 years ago, but now even I say last year they were fortunate enough to win. I won't say lucky, they were fortunate to win the league because
of the way
they're still City at the core.
Yeah.
But if you didn't improve from last year, then I think hard. I think now is very hard for them to become
my question also becomes, right, like, then should they have let go players like Alvarez, Cancelo, Kopama?
Alvarez different. Alvarez wanted to leave, so no choice. The fact that they got 72 million from him, I think is good. You never buy a backup striker, what?
Yeah, they never.
Yeah, so it's only Haaland, if not Foden, right? Yeah,
which they're both in a horrible form now.
Kopama also unproven, because at City he will just be a bench player, a rotational player.
Yeah.
So it's a good move. They sell 115 million worth of players that don't start in the team.
But Kopama would have been like the backup striker or like a KDB.
Yeah, but nobody will know that, you get what I mean? Until like if he really plays. Plus the fact that I think he wanted more game time that Pep couldn't promise. Yeah. So that's why they had to sell him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think to round this up, right, like, who is worse?
Man City, bro. no, honestly, ManU is not as bad now as they were in like maybe 2 months ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that they were worse then rather than now.
But just that it's the same problems lah.
No lah, like it's like anything, right? If you start a new job or anything, right? You need time to find your feet.
Correct.
Okay, but you're talking about manager wise, right? Not the club wise, is it?
No. Manager wise.
Then I think Amorim, everyone can see the positives from Amorim already.
But if it's club wise,
I think Man U still worse for sure. But we were lower than 13th place, right?
No, he came in at 13. We are still 13.
Okay, so I felt that if Ten Hag stayed, we'll be lower than 13. So
we'll be confirmed lower than 13. Last one, right, is what can City do to get out of this?
Just pray for the January window to come faster, bro. Like maybe loan 2 players in, Joshua Kimmich or something. Yeah.
To get them into the picture, right? Okay, so I think for us, we're in the consensus basically, right? Like overall, managerial wise, United are in a better state than City. But then in club wise, United are still in a worse state than Manchester City. Yep. Overall. So that thing, I think City's run is just horrible, right? So we move on to our match of the week, which of course is Newcastle versus Aston Villa at St. James Park.
Newcastle, bro. You see the form Isak is in not?
I know, but like,
bro, see the form Isak is in.
Considering the fact, right, that in the last 3 games, they scored 11 goals.
Newcastle, right?
11 goals, one conceded.
Yeah, freshly hat-trick Isak. They lost to Brentford, okay, but then they scored 4 against Leicester, 4 against Ipswich.
Yep.
Before that, they drew Liverpool 3-3. Yeah, I think like not many teams can say they can take points off Liverpool.
Yeah, but Aston Villa, what do you think? Because they're only 2 points difference. So if let's say Newcastle win, Newcastle jump already.
Aston Villa okay because they managed to dig themselves out of the rut they were in. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah. They did lose to Nottingham before the City game.
Yep.
So I do feel that in tight games like that, maybe the home advantage one will. St. James Park, bro.
Yeah, St. James Park is hard. It's hard to play. It's hard to play.
So I'll say if I were to predict, I think Newcastle will win 2-1.
Okay, so your prediction is Newcastle win 2-1. My prediction will probably be a Newcastle victory. I think it will be 3-2.
Yeah.
3-2,
Expect goals. Definitely just expect goals.
Can. All right. Okay, so anything else, bro, before we conclude?
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hopefully your Christmas is merry.
Okay. All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Chatter Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you. We hope that you continue to watch our other shows, which of course are the Copy Bros every Monday, where we talk about fun and trivial topics. And then, of course, if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft Podcast every Friday, where you can listen to us vote about fun and unique topics. Now, of course, there is a voting portion of the SG Draft Podcast. So you can, of course, go over to our Instagram every Friday, 12 p.m. to vote for your favorite teams if you have watched that particular episode. Voting goes from 12 p.m. on a Friday all the way until 12 p.m. on a Saturday. Now, for those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you have, please ask your friends to subscribe to the channel so they continue to grow the channel that is the Chit Chatter Podcast Network for you. So from me and Paul, have a great week ahead. Happy Boxing Day. Merry Christmas. And of course, let's head into 2025 strong. Hopefully, ManUtd is better than what they have been in the past 2 years.
Don't place any hope first.
Yes, I will not place much hope. Hopefully, 2025 is a good year. So, thank you, everybody. Have a good week ahead. Bye-bye.